All right. Hey, we are live. We've just connected with Evan Carmichael. This is Santos Rolon Jr., aka Soldier of Self-Mastery, right out of Stockton, California. We are we're gonna do something very special today. So hopefully those of you that are watching, you are going to not only are you gonna benefit, but you are gonna be transformed. That's what I'm believing for. Every day, minute by minute. That's what I'm about. So we've got Evan Carmichael here, entrepreneur since the age of 15. Started out with baseball cards. It looks like you started out with baseball cards, Evan. Or maybe it was the lemonade stand.
Yeah, my very first venture was 5 years old. I convinced my 3-year-old little sister to do some drawings with me, and then we sold them to our neighbor door to door. So I made my first 5 cents or 10 cents doing that.
What compelled you to do it at that age, man? 5 years old?
I have no idea. I had a lot of entrepreneurial tendencies growing up, but nobody in my family was an entrepreneur. So I thought I wanted to be a banker. You know, I did baseball cards. I had all these little businesses that I remember doing baseball card shows and garage sales. And my parents and my grandparents would have a garage sale stand, and I'd have my little baseball card section. And I'd make more money from the cards than they would from selling everything else. But I still didn't have a sense that this would be a business. You know, my parents every week took me to different baseball card shows, but I still thought that I was going to be a banker. You know, just that idea of how to translate that early interest and passion into a company. I'm not that old. I'm 38 in May. Growing up, entrepreneurship wasn't at the tip of culture. It wasn't everywhere. People weren't talking about entrepreneurship. And so I just thought, I'm going to be a banker. And this is something that I just like doing, these little businesses on the side.
Well, two things here, okay? And what an introduction. Before we even go forward, I'm excited. This is a privilege. So once again, I got to say this, there's going to be some transformation taking place here. It's already happening. Number one, you are a banker. You're a banker, man. You're banking. Number two, you're a young man. You're only in your 30s, so you're a young man. That is phenomenal. It was only you and your sister, or is there other siblings?
So I have an older sister. I have a younger sister. I'm in the middle. I involved my sisters a little bit in my early ventures, but all three of us went off on crazy different paths, very outside the norm. I think I'm probably the safest one of the three siblings. So whatever gave my parents on the wall behind me, that's me when I'm 8 years old, and my parents there. And to their credit, I mean, my dad worked for the government forever, then became a consultant, risk adverse. To their credit, they really allowed all three of us to go off and do our own crazy things on different paths. And that's what led me to be here today.
That is phenomenal. The Wall of Fame. I love that. I like that background. That's good. That's a really good. Now, before we get into this, because we haven't really dug in. So you're a YouTuber, obviously. You're an author. You've written 2 books or more. I know that you've written at least 2 books. One word, Top Rules for Success. Your one word. And those are found on Amazon, right? You can.
Yep.
Anything special going on with those, or just go to Amazon and?
Yeah, they're going. I think with both of them, there's a whole bunch of free bonuses that you get alongside it. Your one word, I didn't do a good enough. One of my big regrets with it is I didn't highlight the bonuses enough, and so it's kind of buried in the book. So a lot of people who bought the book, they don't know that there's all these free bonuses that come alongside it, and it can really help them. With the second book, is like the first page. Do you want free bonuses? Send your receipt or a picture here. And so there's bonuses with both. Just it's less obvious with the first one.
So you're the first one is kind of like the Napoleon Rich type thing, right? He's kind of sharing the secret, but you got to get it. You got to get in there to get it.
Yeah, I think the first thing for most people is self-awareness. I think, just listening to your talk, it's awesome. You're talking about transformation. You're about a soldier of self-mastery. I love it. I think if people had that kind of clarity, first of all, I don't think most people ever find that kind of clarity for themselves. They don't know what to look for in other people. They don't know what to look for in the jobs that they're going after. They know they have more potential inside them, but they don't know how to go off and get it. And so, you've done that work around self-mastery, which is awesome. Now I want everybody to find it, and I want them to find it younger. Like, if you knew that at 12, where would you be now, right? And so I think everybody has one single most important core value, and when you figure out what that is, life and entrepreneurship, whatever path you take, becomes a lot easier to follow. You start living your life instead of somebody else's version of your life.
Yeah, I totally agree. And even though it took me almost 51 years to find that revelation or that transformation, I do refer to myself as a philosopher of everyday victorious living and a soldier of self-mastery. Now, the reason why I say that is not, as I hear you say it too, I've heard you say it, well, not that terminology, but I've heard you say that it's not about impressing others. I use those phrases as affirmations to myself, just like you use the word believe, which is really, really awesome. And I'm always repeating that. And I have a phrase that I use on myself also, and I give it away. Hey, if somebody wants to use it, take it, use it. I make every single day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day, daily, in spite of and because of. Again, affirmation, powerful. So your website is evancarmichael.com, right? That's still in play. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you if they want to send you $1 million, they could do it through your website or a special phone number that you have.
I don't have a phone number, period. But if you want to send me $1 million by phone, call up Santos. He's my agent. He takes a small 10% finder's fee.
Okay, hey, that'll work.
Right? There you go.
That'll work. Contribute to the vision. You never know.
It.
There might be a millionaire out there listening to this conversation, and we are open to donations. So we got the website. You've got a really interesting website, by the way. You've got some collaboration tabs on your website. You're inviting people. What are those tabs? I've noticed there's nice tabs. Just touch a little bit on that, if you can, on your website.
So I'm on a mission to try to solve the world's biggest problem, which I believe to be untapped human potential. I believe, I'm not the guy to go out and solve cancer, but I think the guy who's going to go solve cancer, the girl who's going to go solve cancer right now is training to be a golfer or something else. Like, people are not finding the thing that they should be doing. The greatest basketball player in the world is not Michael Jordan. It's a manager at Starbucks because he never picked up a basketball, right? Like, people are in the wrong game. Most people wake up and drive to a job that they hate because they never did the thing. They never had enough self-mastery, right? They never had enough exploration to find the thing that they should be doing. And so that's the mission I'm on. It's a never-ending mission. I'll never solve it, but I want to get as close as I can to it. And so I recognize that I can't do this alone. I need people. I need an army. I need people who are aligned. I need help. I need soldiers, right? And like, I'm a soldier too. You're a soldier. We're all kind of fighting the same kind of battle with our own lens and our own way of doing it. And so I posted up on my website, listen, here are some of the projects I'm working on. Here's what I could use some help with. So collaboration is one of them. If you have a channel, you want to talk, happy to be a guest on the show. I help spread my mission, hopefully brings value to your audience as well. It's like, let's do it. And so I want to get my message out as broadly as possible. I want people to find that potential and go after it, whether it's through videos or podcasts or books or whatever mechanism. VR is coming down. And so the collaborations are an important part. I think for people listening who have a business, you can't do everything on your own. You need to involve other people, right? If you want to go far, if you want to go fast, you could do everything yourself. But if you want to go far, you need to bring other people on board what you're doing. And you'd be surprised that when you put out your mission, what you stand for, hey, there's gonna be a lot of people who say that's stupid. People say believe is stupid, your one word is stupid, untapped human potential. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm just trying to get by. There's a lot of people who won't resonate, and that's okay. Like, let them self-eliminate. Like, those people don't come near me. right? And there'll be other people who look at that and say, man, this is it. I love this. I want to have a call. I want to communicate. I want to do some kind of collaboration. And so like I'm inviting those people into my life to then go off and create something special together. So, we got this interview here, whether this is a one-off thing, whether we launch a business together, whether, who knows where it's going to go, but it starts with that first connection, and it starts with putting out a message to the world that invites the right people in for you.
That's awesome. Yeah. Working together. And again, I really believe that we are, even through this interview, that I know time is running very quickly, we are impacting lives. We are planting seeds, and there's going to be a great harvest to this. I believe this. I really do. I've been checking you out for a while. I know I've been commenting on your videos. In fact, I think I caught you maybe about a year, probably about a year and a half ago. I've been kind of commenting, and the 10 rules of success. So your videos, obviously we become a product of our decision and a product of our environment. And I like to use the word cocoon. I kind of make my own cocoon through videos, through affirmations, through writing, questions, and so forth, and collaborating with people, just meeting people. You talked about finding ourselves. It is a process, because a lot of people out there, they're doing things. A lot of people are living in quiet desperation. They're living a life of quiet misery, and you have to break out. You have to break out of there. And even if you fail forward, keep failing forward, until, like you said, you find what it is, and you live out your life. You're free. You live out your life, and you're totally free. How's family, Carmichael? How's family?
Great. I have my dog.
Some pictures.
My dog just celebrated 1 year yesterday. So,
your dog?
Yeah, little Timo. Yeah,
okay.
We got a little Shih Tzu poodle, and my wife, my son. So things are good. I'm very blessed and fortunate.
So there's two then. There's the son and the dog.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds good. Hey, that's family. How's weather? You guys staying warm out there in Canada? Is it?
It's Canada, man. It gets cold. Makes you stronger.
All right. Yeah, that's true, right? We do need cold showers. This new year, any new changes other than, you obviously I see that you're wanting to bring in more people. You want to reach out more people. You want to impact lives. Talk about that 1 billion. That's a big number. I'm still at 1 million. So
listen, 1 million's a big number too, man. Like that's great. My goal is nothing compared to what Elon Musk is doing. Like you still fight your fight. I have a weird planning, goal setting kind of structure. It doesn't really go by year or like plans for 2018. It's more, I have my life goal. I want to untap human potential. That's never ending. There's no finish line. And then I have 3-month plan of what I'm doing and nothing in between. So like, where am I going to be end of 2018? I don't know. Maybe I'll be off of YouTube doing something else. I don't know. Like I'm not attached to any of these things. As soon as I lose interest, like as soon as doing this is a chore, if like, oh man, I got to talk to Santos. Like as soon as that's a chore, I'm out. Now I love this. I love talking to you. I love making videos. I love, doing the books. I love everything I'm doing. But if you asked me 5 years ago, I wouldn't say I'd have 2 books to my name. I wouldn't say I'd have 1 million subscribers. I didn't start YouTube to have 1 million subscribers. That wasn't the goal when I first started. So where I'm going to be at the end of the year, I have no idea, man. 2 years is even harder. As soon as I get an idea for something, I start doing it.
Evolving. Yeah.
Like, you do it. There's no plan. There's no like, I wish I could. As soon as there is, I wish I could, then I start moving towards it. So, in the short term, what I'm working on my YouTube channel. I wanted to build it bigger. I want to get more impact. I'm promoting the 2 books. I'm having conversations, doing things like this, collaborations, trying to spread my message. And then beyond that, I want to solve the world's biggest problem, and that's it. Everything in between, I'm going to figure out.
Solving the world's biggest problem. And I tell you, I believe there's a solution to everything. I believe there's a solution. I know you believe that too. I mean, you've been an entrepreneur for a long time. You've had some ups and downs, obviously. I was watching one of your videos, and you've got a lot of testimonials. You're definitely impacting lives around the world. And that's great and all, but you keep going forward, right? That doesn't go to your head, right? I mean, those things are good, but you don't depend on that. You depend on yourself. You depend on your ideals, and just continually evolving, like you're saying and that's what we tell, anybody that's watching. That's basically the key. The key is to get started, hashtag JDI. Just do it. Start something, even if it's the wrong thing. Well, if it's the wrong thing, you don't want to start it, but you want to start something to go forward. How long have you been on YouTube, Evan?
I always have a hard time with these questions because I've rarely looked back. So I had to look it up the other day for something, and it's been 9 years. Where if you asked me, I would have said, I don't know, like 6 years. It just I don't look back that much. So, but it has been 9 years. Now at the beginning, I just had my name. I posted a video. It wasn't a serious thing. You're dipping your toes. You're trying things. It wasn't like I'm gonna build an awesome YouTube channel. So, the evolution has grown from there. I think probably the past 3 years has been a lot more serious about it. I think for the accolades and everything, it's awesome. One of the things for me is I come from two sides that always seem to be in like opposites to each other, and for whatever reason, like both sides live within me. So it's extremely humbling and amazing and awesome that these people are recognizing me, and I expect it. It's like I'm not surprised by it either. So it's like holding both. An example, we did a video on 50 Cent, the rapper. We did a top 10 video, and my team made it, and I wasn't fully happy with it, and I wasn't fully happy with the clips that they pulled, and I'm like, this isn't good enough. I need to make it better. And so I then spent my time, hours and hours, like pouring extra hours into making the video as good as it could be. And we launched it. 50 Cent saw it. I didn't know him. I don't have a connection to him, but he found it somehow. Then he tweeted about it. He put it on his Facebook. He helped drive a lot of exposure for it and said, hey, check out this video of me and my rules. And it's awesome. People are saying they're freaking out, like 50 Cent. He shared your thing. That's amazing. And on the one hand, it's like, yeah, that's cool, right? Like the celebrity that I'm making a thing on is sharing it, especially in the earlier days of my channel. But at the same time, it's not a surprise. Like this is probably the best thing of 50 Cent that's ever been made. Like this is the best collection of his wisdom ever put together. That's why I spent extra hours making it, because it wasn't good enough and I wanted to make it better. So I'm not surprised that he would find it and want to share it. And so it's always that mix. Like it's always humbling and always amazing and always awesome every single time it happens. And I expect great things to happen. Like you wake up and you have that phrase, that affirmation about today's going to be a super fantastic, over the top, amazing, day, right? And so you expect that to happen. You're grateful when it happens, but you also are setting the intention and you expect it to happen too. So it's coming from both sides.
So yeah, this is in fact, I was just watching that. I think part of that video where you talked about 50 Cent. So again, the two books, want to mention the two books, evancarmichael.com, evancarmichael.com. You need to get a hold of him and any collaborations. So what I wanted to ask you was, what really sparked, okay, because we're talking about self-empowerment. This is self-empowerment, growth, and the human potential. What caused you, obviously you started out on YouTube. Was that what you were in business before YouTube? You were running already businesses, right? So you were already wearing many hats before you.
Yep.
What is something happened along the way when you started YouTube? Something happened. Something pushed you. Something said, "Wait a minute. I want this to go bigger. I want to make this bigger." And you started. Did you figure? You had help obviously along the way, right? Some studies and different things to help you expand on your channel and make it as
you've
got a pretty amazing channel, man.
Well, thank you. At the start I did everything myself and it sucked, right? Like, and then it just got better. We're talking before going on air that like, hey, you're not doing a lot of editing, you're just rolling with it. It's great. Like that's how we start. And then you want to make it better and drive forward and build a team and continue to expand. I'm a big believer that we go through life with these windows of opportunity. You have moments of uncertainty. Like you had this great run doing something. For me, I had this biotech software company, had this great run. And then we sold it. And then I didn't know what to do next. A good problem to have, poor, woe is me, right? Like now I don't have to make decisions based off of money, but it's still like, what am I going to do? I got to wake up and do something. And so you experiment and you try, you're dipping your toes in a whole bunch of different pools, and most things won't work out. Then I find the next thing, which was building my website. And I was running hard on that. And then I got a little bored of it. It's like, okay, my window is closing. I need to find the next thing. And so YouTube was one thing that I tried amongst other things. And it's like, oh, I like that. I'm gonna go back. I want to try that again. And then it grew. And it's like, hey, you know what? This is my window now. Like everything that's happening on YouTube, this is my window to win for the next however long it lasts. It's not gonna be forever. Like 10 years, I'm probably not gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be something else. It'll change. My window will have closed. But everything is lining up really well for me right now in YouTube. And for people watching and listening, you'll find your own thing. But when you find your window, you have to go hard. Like I'm doing 3 videos a day. I'm building up my team. We're going hard because that window's going to close, and I don't want to regret not giving it my best every single day. And so when I started YouTube, I did not have this big vision. It was no, that's interesting. Let me try that. I like watching videos. I'm a visual learner. I wish there was more videos on successful entrepreneurs. I like modeling success. So how about I make some? And then it grew. It grew. Like, you know what? This is the thing. This is my next thing. Boom. I got to make it important.
It's interesting. I know I got to keep an eye on my battery here. I got a brand new laptop here with all the equipment, and it's my I don't have it plugged in, but that's fine. So, what would you say to somebody that's watching right now, Evan? I know that time is moving and we've got a few minutes left. What would you say to somebody I often tell people that like they want to start a YouTube channel, like I said, hashtag JDI, just do it. You got to start somewhere. And of course you're going to fail, right? Patience is a key factor. You got to build patience. You got to exercise patience. And what would you say to somebody that's just wanting to start out? Maybe somebody that's struggling, somebody that's just struggling with their life. Maybe they want to create a YouTube. In fact, let me share something. One of the reasons why I created a YouTube channel was as a form of therapy for myself. I don't know if you can relate to that, but I started it out as a form of therapy because I read somewhere that if you talk into a mirror, and then was it talking to a mirror? No, if you record your voice and you listen to yourself, you'll notice some things about yourself that you can actually help correct on your life, especially before an interview. So I just took that to another level. I started making videos. I started doing affirmations and recording them and listening. So what would you say at this point to somebody that's just plain stuck and they're watching us right now? They're just plain stuck. You want to do something. Yeah,
I'd say good. Like embrace the suck. Embrace how painful that is and let that drive you to change it. Like every time you've made a big change in your life, it came as a result of something sucking, something being stuck. Every single great business has been created because the entrepreneur felt stuck and they needed a better solution. My channel started taking off because I didn't want to sit and watch 4 hours of Elon Musk content to get a 4-minute clip. Somebody has to have made this. Nobody did. So instead of complaining, I'll go out and do it. Like what you're stuck in is the opportunity to create something better and have a successful business. And so everything that is great in life comes on the other side of being stuck. It's just making the pain so big that you do something about it. Because most people, they're stuck and they're not happy about it, but it's not so painful that they have to change. Like, if you're cut, you might put a Band-Aid on it, but if you're like really bleeding, you're going to go to the hospital. Like you have to go and get that fixed up. And so make it more important, like feel even more pain about the stuckness so that you force yourself to do it. The enemy of great is good. Because if it sucks, you'll do something about it. But if it's good, it's good. It's good. You can sit there, you can complain, but you're not forced to do anything. So if you're feeling stuck, good. make it even more painful. And then imagine 40 years of being stuck. Now what are you going to do? Bring it back to today to force you to do something to change your life.
You get a lot of thoughts rolling through that mind all the time, huh? You getting plenty of sleep, Evan?
I get my sleep. Last night was not good enough because somebody asked me a question that kept me up all night. But yeah, I mean, okay, I'm not a genius. Like, I had B's and C's in school. You know, I'm not off the charts on anything. It's the habits and the environment that make the difference. All I do daily is I surround myself with people who are doing huge things. So in my eyes, what I'm doing, I'm an ant. I'm a tiny ant. Like, compared to an Elon Musk or Steve Jobs or, you know, the people who I look up to, I'm an ant. But by surrounding yourself with that on a daily basis, you get pulled up. Because otherwise, if you're the biggest fish in where you are, you're comfortable. You're good. You're good, right? That's the problem. You're good. So you never go for great. And I know that I have more greatness than what's coming out. And so I put it on myself. Like, I'm 38. What did I say? Like, I'm going to probably live to be 200 by the time we get to that technology. When I get up there, like, I got another 150 plus years of this. This isn't good enough. Like, I got to make that pain bigger to force me to go off and do something more. Because if you have the ability, you have the responsibility. And I think we all have greater ability than what we're showing. And so in my view, you have the responsibility to bring it out and do something about it.
Yeah, the pressure was one of the hardest things for some people. Like, and I'm hearing this through what you're saying. By the way, I believe you're a genius. That's just my opinion. Just like I believe I'm a genius. In fact, Anthony Robbins, I remember reading "Awaken the Giant Within." We all have a giant. We all have a giant within. We can feel bulletproof. We can feel bulletproof-like. We can feel 100 feet tall. It's all about using the imagination and exploring. I love the terminology of thinking like a child, because when you get to that state where you're thinking like a child and you put that on paper, in fact, that's what I really wanted to share. One of the hardest things is for people to sit down and put it on paper. Just, you got an idea, you got a YouTube channel idea, you got some video ideas, whatever, get it down on paper. Man, that is just, that lead or that ink is so heavy for some people, you know, this thing. But people like you, people like myself, hey, we're not, well, I do consider us geniuses in the sense that we're always evolving and we're growing, but we're willing to fail. We're willing to explore. We're willing to take risks, right? Because that's how life is. Every day we're taking risks. When you get out of bed, we're taking a risk of going online right now. We don't know what, can come out of this. Hopefully something really great is going to come out of this. I'm sure you're believing that.
Yeah, that's where it's important that you're pulling from both sides, at least for me, because when you say a word like genius, a lot of people attribute that to, well, I can't be like that, right? And so, yeah, I believe I'm a genius. I believe you're a genius. I believe I should win a Nobel Prize for the work that I'm doing. Like, I'm a generational talent, but so are you, and so is everybody else, right? That's the thing, right? So don't chalk up my success not for you, for the people watching, right? Don't chalk up our success to that we're just naturally talented and genius. Like, you have the same level of genius inside you at something. So you got to go and find it and then do it.
We've just failed a little bit more than others. we failed a little bit more forward, and we keep going forward. So, wow, we're going to be ending here in a couple of minutes. You know what? I really appreciate you, Evan, for giving me the privilege to interview you here. One of the last interviews I did, and hopefully he won't get mad for mentioning his name, Monster Motivator Daily, David. Daily. Boy, I forgot his name already. Anyway,
now he's gonna get mad.
Monster Motivator.
Okay, hold on, Santos. Listen, this is important. The next time on your next interview, don't forget my name when you're bringing it up.
No, I won't. I won't forget your name, Evan. I might go by Carmichael, but
that's okay. That's okay.
Dave Daly, Monster Motivator. We were recording a session. I was new to the equipment, and the video didn't even come out. We talked for about 40 minutes. It was a great conversation. it would have been nice if it would have been aired. But anyways, you live and you learn. You fail forward.
Yeah, that happens.
You go on. So we're going to be ending here. Like I said, I believe we've planted some seeds, and hopefully we'll have another session. If it really depends on you, because I know your time's you're very busy. Your time's very valuable. Actually, both of our times is valuable. And see what comes out of this. Maybe others will ask, hey, let's do another segment. Let's do another and explore deeper, because it's all about transforming lives. It's not about you and I. It's about people that are watching and listening. That's really what it's about. We want to make sure that those of you that have watched this interview, this program, this conversation, you've benefited. You've gotten something. Hopefully you've taken some notes, walked away with some notes, so that you can explore your ideas and learn. I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for 2018. Once again, evancarmichael.com. The 2 books. Is there anything else you want to share before we close out here?
Just make it important, guys. Like, if this message inspired you, or watching Santos in his car, ranting at you, like, when you feel something, make it important. Like, today matters. Like, I want my grandkids to watch this video interview with Santos. If you approached every day with that mindset, that the work that I'm going to make today, I'm going to show my grandkids and be proud to say, like, look what I made. If you come every day with that fire, your next year will transform your life. Like, you won't recognize your life 1 year from where you're right now. So get on it.
Even if you're nervous.
What do you mean? Of course, you will be nervous. Expect to be nervous.
That's right.
Embrace the nervous. You will be nervous. You will fail. You will suck. That's part of the journey. Now do it anyway. Let's go.
Well, with that said, Santos Rolon Jr., a.k.a. Soldier of Self-Mastery, philosopher of everyday victorious living, making every single day a super fantastic, terrific, over-the-top day, daily, in spite of and because of. Evan Carmichael, I'm going to give you the last words. I appreciate the interview. Look forward to seeing more of your stuff.
Thanks, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love that we're fighting the same battle, and looking forward to being soldier arm in arm with you for in future events too, man.
All right.